Hey guys, mwah. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is an impromptu energy healing session. I don't know if you are also feeling the vibes this week or pretty much the past 2 weeks from all the stress that's going on. A lot of emotional stuff coming up. We've talked about this already in the posts. And as you can see, it's very impromptu because the sun's going down and I want to make sure at least I get these energies out for you. So don't look at me. I'm hideous right now. So if you are feeling kind of that way as well, feeling a little bit like tossed and, you know, tossed about by this Saturn retrograde that's happening. We've got Neptune going retrograde right now. We've got God knows whatever else is hitting your astrological chart. Of course, as you know, go ahead and find yourself a really great astrologer that you love and trust to really help you move through your chart. But also remember, we're in Cancer season, so emotion city. Okay. We also have a lot of moon activity going on. I don't know if it's just me, but I get very sensitive around the moon, so I know. Anyway, so without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot this video, try to get some sunlight before um, it goes down. And I'm going to do a little energy work for those of you who would like to have it. Remember, it's by consent only. And also, I always put it out there that if it's something that's not going to be good for you in terms of the energetic medicine and how it applies to your energetic anatomy, that it will not apply. So if you have any fears about anything, go ahead and release it. Also, a little bit, I put a lot of this, I'm not gonna say too much because I'm almost done writing the weekly reading. I'll put it out after this. But I just want to let you know during this time, just expect to feel horrible or feel like a bad person because our shadows are coming up, our stuff is coming up. And a lot of the things that are coming up are things that it's like, whoa, I never even knew I was moving this way, because a lot of the ways that we move are not able to be seen by us at the conscious mind level until we're ready to see it. When I talk about readiness, I'm talking about the different aspects of us that are contributing to those movements. If they're not emotionally or mentally ready to, they meaning you, but you split that off because you weren't ready to deal with the emotions, they hold it for you, right? But until they're ready and you're ready to really have that healing motion happen, then they're going to, you're not going to be able to notice your ways, right? But when stuff starts hitting the fan and you're noticing things left and right, please think of it in a good way. This is that you're ready. All right. So this is an opportunity for learning. Anytime we have retrogrades, it is an invitation to sit and reflect. And the guides have been pushing us to be mindful. They've been talking about that a lot, to be still so that we can see what we need to see, hear, perceive of what we need to perceive of. And I'm just going to go ahead and add this is just the season for licking wounds, okay? So if you like that, I have a therapist you can talk to. Just kidding. But for real, this is the season for licking your wounds. And when I say that, I mean, look, stuff is going to come up. You're not going to like what you hear about yourself. You're not going to like what you think you see about other people or think you're feeling about other people. And if you're seeing things in other people, I will just let you know to take a look at yourself, because this is just the way it works. We're helping each other. Earth is a hall of mirrors. That's it. Just because you can't see what I'm carrying and how it reflects you doesn't mean it's not happening, right? So for all of us who hate to hear that we're like our parents, let me, roll into some intuitive counseling. We'll get you situated in a loving way. But whatever comes up for you, remember, it is not who you are. These are patterns of behavior that are founded upon beliefs, core beliefs that are fear-based. They're socioculturally reinforced lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, right? Pain is involved, and nothing is more painful than the idea that we carry about ourselves. It is the idea, it's just the idea about us being something that becomes too hard for us to take. So we put it away to the point that we cannot even recognize it until how many lifetimes later when it comes tapping on our shoulder. Okay. So always remember, a lot of these people out here killing others and writing things on posts, and they are engaging with a wound of their own that they have yet to recognize. I'm just out here saying, if you're not about that karmic life, trying to, you know, get into more karma until you see what's actually happening with you, then I would say refrain. And lastly, I do want to say that this is also a month. Didn't the guides say in the monthly reading? Look, they just didn't they say be mindful of your words because you're wasting them. There's too much energy going on and shifting going on this month for you to really make any firm decisions, to really make conclusions, especially to make judgments about yourself as well. Right. So please, please, please remember they just identified maybe week 3. So if there's anything you need to like hash out or negotiate or whatever, circle back. Week 3, there's a window of 4 days. Circle back in week 3. You'll know when. The guides will let you know. And it's gonna be like this, coming up for air, like, oh my God, we know this. Whenever retrogrades happen, and I know the season's gonna be retrograde season's gonna be a few months, but whenever these energetic things happen to us, whether it's eclipses, full moons, all of that, we're in a different mindset until what? It passes. And then it's like, oh, so that's why you got to be careful with those Venus retrogrades. People going to Vegas to get married, and then like it passes, they're like, oh, who are you in my bed? Okay. So anything else? So remember to have compassion for yourself. It's not who you are. These are just things coming up for reflection. And the rest you can see in the post. Of course, of course, of course, if you'd like to work through this season with me, you know exactly where to find me. Hit me up and you can book intuitive counseling and bring a hot beverage, my favorite. But until then, let's go ahead and you can settle in. If you'd like, you can go ahead and I know some people like to sleep with these energies up too. So if you'd like, you can mute this. You can get work done, and if you're doing something, or you can go to sleep with it on mute. The energies are flowing already. In fact, by the time I'm done shooting this video, you will have already consented. Those of you who would like to energetically will have already received it. So go ahead and do that. And of course, if you'd like to go back and listen again with the volume up, because I will be talking about what's coming up, you can go ahead and do that. There's no right or wrong here. All right. All right. So I love you. And this is for you. Compassion is going to come through for you. All right. Let's get started. All right. Wow. In the field. Wow. I'm so in your field right now. We're in the collective field, and I'm seeing some of you drawing closer to receive, and some of you taking a step back, not to receive or to observe. That's one, at least one person, or to jump in when needed. Okay. So some of you, thank you. Some of you are healers already and you support the field. I feel you. So thank you. Shout out. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to uh, create the containers, set up the space, angels, guides, come on in. Okay. Thank you so much for all of our assistance. All right. Hold on. I just asked for illumination. Okay. I've asked anything that isn't of the light, meaning, any entities, attachments, those things, that our angels and guides come and retrieve them safely. Also, we're going to just go a little bit deeper in the field. So if you feel anything that's just us, don't worry about it. Um, I'm going to bring in compassionate energies going all the way down through your field. The reason why we're bringing these energies in is always remember, thank you. And your medical teams, your respective medical teams are assisting you at this time as well. Remember, it's a whole operation here. God bless you. The reason why we're bringing compassion in is, remember, the reason why we hide things from ourselves, we go into denial, we stop short and we say, oh, it's because the emotions are too painful, the thoughts are too painful, and all of this. And yes, that may be true, but actually it's because you were alone in that moment. You didn't have someone there to accompany you in that moment in processing the emotions, and so you made it mean something about you. Or even worse, if you were accompanied by somebody but they made you feel bad about yourself, sociocultural conditioning, maybe you did something and it caused someone else to be hurt, and your mindset thought, oh, it's my fault, right? So all of these are misperceptions. We rush to judge when we can't see. Okay, just going to do some clearing. You can't see. You can't see. Okay, not from this perspective. So if you can't see, notice how my voice just got clearer. If you can't see, then you have no grounds to I heard patrol. You have no grounds to patrol. Number one, you have no grounds to control as well, but also you have no grounds to thank you, to are they talking about self-medicating now? So guys, be a little bit mindful. It's a coping mechanism. We self-medicate. Thank you. And one of the things that they're, I'm a little guilty of this next one. One of the things that they're saying that we do as opposed to, as a way of self-medicating, some of us, which I'm guilty of, is self-diagnosing, well, we healers, we're seeing things, we're going in, but always remember that the same thing goes, and I put this in the post, you'll see the same thing goes for you guys who are healers and your seers and your oracles and your all of this. Remember, when it comes to yourself, there's always going to be a blind spot. It's not because you can't see, because you're not good at what you do. It's very simple. It's that you have desires for things to be one way, and then there are things just being as they are. And sometimes, whether it's about you or family members you love, or people in your world that you love, or something that you really want to be the case so much, a job you really want, you're compromised. You're unable to see what actually is best, let alone what's actually for you. And so as we're talking about this, they're clearing the field. For some of you, we're going to head into the cranial area right now. So if you feel a little pressure, don't worry. It'll be a quick pinch. It's a quick kiss right there for you. Oh, they're sending in support dogs. I'm just seeing some doggies coming in. Oh, so cute coming in. So one of the beautiful things I love about my channel is that it's yeah, thank you. It's the ray of compassion, and I actually have written that somewhere on my site where I talk about. I think it's my video, welcome video about what we do, but the work I do is along the ray of compassion, and I've been told that I haven't even stepped fully into that compassion yet because I'm still working on my stuff. So if I'm already out here, channeling this, imagine how good it can get, right? So what I'd like you guys to do, we're about to do a little bit of I was suturing. Whenever I do this, we're about to get in there. So I'm going to start at the solar plexus for some of you. For some of you, it's the throat chakra. For some of you, I see some of you, if you don't know each other, your paths may cross at some point. You're going to work together. I'm seeing this here for some of you here. You guys are like, yay, you know exactly who you are energetically, because we're here getting the energetic work done. I do see about 4 people off to the side, 4 of you guys who are receiving, who are studying. You're taking notes energetically because you're learning something. You're going through some type of training or initiation or something. All right. And then I do perceive, they're not showing me who, and that's totally fine because, undercover boss, right? But I'm perceiving of some beings here who are monitoring and assisting, right? Because we do have, so if you're out here thinking that you're doing stuff and you're just doing stuff and you can just get away with stuff, and just be mindful. Remember, everybody has, it's like in casino. What was it? The pit boss is watching this boss, and that boss is watching, and the eye in the sky is watching us all, right? And the reason why is because there's a little bit of an organization to this. All right. So we're just doing some clearing. Oh, lots of clearing coming through. You hear the intonation change? They have very compassionate energy of a guide here. Somebody, a lot of clearing coming through in the heart space, seeing a lot of cobwebs and spider webs in the heart space. But what I like about this, see how we're winding it up, we're pulling it off gently. This is beautiful because you can think of it as like skin, that's a skin, but it's kind of like a skin that's ready to come off. So a lot of you, if you've been having sessions with me recently, or we've chatted, if you're a colleague of mine and we've chatted about this, a lot of us are going through molting, right? I've gone through molting. I think I molted, like leaving a skin behind. You know how we do that. And then also I've broken out of my egg, so a lot of us are going through these transformations. And just because if you're somebody who can't sense this in the energetic field as and name it consciously, does not mean you're not going through it. So this is another reason why you want to have, thank you guys, why you want to have compassion for yourself. You want to have grace. So while we continue to work, because I do see us filling up a bath for us all. Oh, thank you. All of us on this call are joining in, because sometimes people sit out because they know what they want. Sometimes people, for whatever reason, some people lean in. So we're all sitting. We're in this little foot bath. Thank you. We're all here. And so what we're going to do, they're showing us a little fish that like feed off of your feet a little bit, the dead skins. They're just having fun. But what we're actually going to be doing is maybe that too, but we're going to clear, we're going to clearing, we're going to clear, okay, we're going to clear that, yeah. And we're going to give you a little bit of an electroshock therapy is what they're saying, okay? Sorry. That was me. That was me. Because they were talking to me too. So just to explain to you what I'm feeling when I say electrotherapy, just imagine a low grade current flowing through the water. But you gotta expect that these things also manifest in your physical. So just make it not too painful, please. For me, the emotions get me. The emotions get me. Oh, no fetal balls tonight, please. Um, so they're just gonna do that. Oof, I'm hearing piano music, and they're saying piano music. All right, so go ahead and close your eyes, everyone. Close your eyes very quickly. Oh, okay. Already pulling it out of the calf muscles or the left. There we go. Okay. Looks like the right may be going through the soles of the feet. All right. We're gonna pick someone's sciatica. Somebody's saying here. So somebody here, you may be experiencing sciatica. I'm just feeling in the right side of your body, but go with whatever this is. Assuming because we're in the energy anatomy. So if that is not you and you're like, I don't have that, it doesn't mean that it's not like later down the line at some point and they're just already letting you know that you're gonna be fine. But if it's you and you have it already, then you're gonna be fine. So they're highlighting Halloween time. Okay, yes. Oh, thank you. They're reminding me because there just wasn't enough space in the Instagram post. I mean, there's a character count, right? So I also have to, write and rewrite. But one of the things I wanted to talk about, we touch upon it a little bit of spiritual hygiene. Whenever we've got things going on, they're like basketball. Whenever we have things going on in our field where we're pretty much leaking our grief and we're just feeling, and when we're in the feelings, like right now, when things are coming up. And around Halloween, the veil is very thin. Halloween leading into November, scorpionic season. Like, I don't know about you, but I might as well just go lie down in a coffin at that time because I'm in the netherworld at that point. So they're bringing that up, and what they're trying to say is, remember, when we are in these spaces, if our vibration is very low, understandably, because we're going through some things, you must working in the head and the jaw, you must do your best to practice good, and just tap it, practice good spiritual hygiene, right? Don't be looking at Freddy Krueger. Oh, I love Freddy Krueger, but don't look at Freddy Krueger. Don't look at the old love letters your boss sent you when you guys were in an illicit affair. Don't do it, because these are things that are vibing very low. And if you're already in that low vibration, and if you don't know how to identify, oh, something's going on, and you don't know how to sit with it and create a space for mindfulness, for the energies to just be what they are, to flow in it, to be, slapped around a little bit, to cry, be in a fetal ball, wind up in your closet, like, oh my God, it's 3 a.m. What am I doing here? That's oddly specific. But anyway, right? If you can't create that space for yourself to do that without judgment, do it with grace, with compassion, right? And then to let yourself make a decision, then what you're doing is you are giving yourself over to these lower frequencies. You're holding on to them. You're not processing them. You're delving into coping mechanisms, and they're working around the head. By the way, if you're feeling any any headaches, that's just us. Don't worry. And then guess what? Just loves to just now you have a headache. You're like, dang, I got a headache for the last 5 days. What's going on? And then you come and see your girl. I'm like, hey, oh, did you? No, you've got something attached to your field. Attachments, right? Or here's another one. You start getting phone calls, people out of the woodwork, people that you know are not good for you. They're coming out of the woodwork, right? Um, that person who stole all your money 10 years ago and all of this, and now they're coming back out, right? So it's the vibration. It's not you. You are not a bad person. These people are not bad people. Source didn't make bad and good. No. In fact, we're down here in this false reality to have an experience. So we're in costumes. The thing is that people are playing their roles a little too well, right? But either way, the point is no matter what's going on outside of you or who's coming to you, whatever, you have it within your jurisdiction. Really, the only thing within your jurisdiction is how you choose to respond. You don't even have a choice over how you react. You see something, you want to throw up. You see something makes you angry, and then you sit with and you start wondering why, what's going on. Especially if those people are minding their business. If they're minding their business and you look over and you're trying to call the cops because you don't like the way somebody looks or you all this stuff, that's about you, right? So it's time to start looking at the self. And the masterful way to do it is to understand that you're going through something. So from a place of as much observation as you can, you observe that you're going through something. You create space to experience it, and then you make a decision. You act, you respond. And when you do that kind of thing and you couple it with proper, I almost said perfect, yeah, the guy, perfect. I'm making the perfect symbol, maybe the word is perfect spiritual hygiene, washing your feet, talking about energetically what we're doing right now. Just in the shower, you can just imagine the water pooling up, energy flowing. I cannot tell you how many times the guides have told me to tell clients, wash your feet, calf muscles, because we love to store things in the calf muscles. I mean, is there a way out here? Yes, through the sole of your feet, right? So make sure that you're flowing that energy down. Humor, 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 humor. Get into your nearest streaming service and watch something that is so stupid that it has to make you laugh. I'm talking laugh at the dumbest things because the laughter is the alchemical thing that's going on that saves you from the depths of whatever you're going through. Now I know I understand, and trust me, I understand. Just because I don't share what I go through in life doesn't mean that I don't understand with the best of us. So I understand that sometimes you just don't want to laugh, right? Sometimes it's just not funny. Sometimes you just want to, and that's a crazy look. But it is your homework to be able to cultivate the ability to step out of your wounds enough to observe it. That's the mindfulness. That's the spiritual maturity. That is the difference between I'm just, popping off and, oh my God. Oh, I'm just thinking, is Wayne Brady gonna have to, the end. If you know the end of that, you know the end of that, right? I mean, I'm about to pop up right now. It's awareness. Awareness is where we can start to track spiritual maturity. It's awareness. It's awareness. It's awareness. It's awareness, right? Spiritual hygiene also includes compassion because sadly we go through things in life where for whatever reason you're just not accompanied, you don't make sense to the people around you, and if you can't make sense to the people around you, then chances are you're going to learn that you don't make sense and you're not valuable, you're not worthy, you're not even worth the chair that you're sitting on, right? It is your homework to write a different story, to show yourself the compassion. And that simply looks like this. Oh, I'm such a loser. Oh, wait a minute. And you can fill in the blanks. I'm a loser because I'm still alone. I don't have any money, or whatever it is, or because I failed that interview, or just whatever it is we tell ourselves, right? Or because I have one shorter leg. I don't know. What are you guys working with, right? But in that moment, you have to play devil's advocate, play God's advocate. Are you a loser? Or could it be that you're missing something? You're missing a part of the puzzle. And so you're just seeing what's presented to you with your limited vision, maybe even a little bit addicted to, hormonally the guides are throwing in, yeah, addicted to the pain, addicted to the drama, right? So start to addicted to your trauma. Victim consciousness is extremely addictive, right? So these are things that you want to start stepping into in order to be able to process these things that are coming up. And of course, you can always come find your friendly local healer. That's me, or whoever else you feel guided to work with. Um, if it's going to, no matter who it is, I would ask you though to really ask for your higher selves, yes or no, when it comes to certain people, because sometimes they might be the right person for you, but not right now, right? Maybe they're going through their stuff, right? You don't know. Sometimes they're not the right person for you. Sometimes they are the right person for you, but not with this particular issue that you're facing. Maybe another issue down the line they can help you with. So discernment, and if you follow my channel, you know what I'm going to say. Discernment, not the D that you want, but the D that you need, right? It's discernment, it's nuance, it's understanding. And we can't discern when we can't see, which brings us to another point. And by the way, part of the healing work here is the counseling part. So if you're in, if you can still feel in the field, the guides are still working on you. And if you can't feel that, it's okay, they're still working on you. But also listen to what it is I'm saying. um, right now, during this retrograde season, let's just go ahead and say, also, let's call July a wash, literally a wash, literally washing us, and also washing out the babies with the bath waters, maybe, I don't know. Let's call it a wash. It's just emotion. And so when you're flooded with emotion, you cannot see past the emotion. You cannot see it because you're going to see the emotion. And so then the question is my third eye, well, what are we doing with my third eye? Is it even working? Is it open? Oh, it's hanging out. But it can't really see past what? It's pain. You can't see past your own pain because it's too triggering. And so why compassion and extending grace is so important is because when we are unable to see past our pain, we must find a way to let the pain part a bit. It's like parting the seas. How do we part the seas? Compassion. And so therefore, anytime you're working in the emotional space, and anytime you're working in the emotional space and processing, you're going to be working on at least two spaces here. The third eye, so that you can exercise the mindfulness, the reflection, all of that. But understand that the third eye can only see as far as it feels safe enough to see. So then we have to work on the heart. And a lot of times the pain is in the heart, right? So that being said, and yeah, of course, the throat is like MVP. It's always hanging out doing something. So here's what we're going to do. If you would like to, I literally just saw people like come in close. Like, yes. Okay, so come on. Super cute, looking like toy soldiers. That's very cute. And they're showing me that, like the nutcrackers. They're showing me that because 2 weeks ago, I almost used the nutcracker image because I put images on the weekly posts that are I'm divinely guided to do. And it was going to be the toy soldiers, the little, but the nutcracker looking thing, and sort of bringing it back up again. I chose to do, I think, something else at the time, and that's okay. But so let's line up. Oh, you guys are so cute. Everyone's like, oh, okay. And like, how you line up next to each other, you create a little space for yourself, and you look left and right. Oh, yes. Okay. You can join hands. Super sweet. No clammy hands here because it's an energy anatomy. And what we're going to do is we're going to share a stream of, I was going to say light, but the guides are saying a stream of consciousness. Remember, light is just consciousness. We're just consciousness appearing solid because we're in a physical dimension and we vibe, we align with the physicality of this dimension. So things that align frequency wise are going to appear solid. So if you'd like to a focal point, you can look at this right here. I'll just look at it how it moves just like that. You can align right there. You can look there. Ah, it actually looks like a hatchet, but you know, we'll let the medical team work with any etheric tools. What we're going to be doing is holding hands and we're going to align with a single consciousness or a single light that's going to come in. All right. Maybe it came in. Look, it's where to go. So go ahead. You can breathe a couple times. It's going to pass through the heart of all of us while we hold hands with each other. Okay. As I'm feeling that already passing through all of us, you may actually start to hear. Some of you are very clairaudient. I hear some of you are clairaudient. Some of you have trauma in your past. I see that. Werewolf for somebody here. Okay. Don't ask why, but that's a symbol for somebody. Some of you have trauma in your past and you're not ready yet to open up to your clairaudient abilities, but you know you have it. And some of you do have it. And some of you are trying to perk your ears up, but either way, if you can hear, you may hear a lot of things come up like screams. You might hear conversations, arguments between parents, all sorts of stuff are coming up as they're being dislodged from the heart space. What we're doing is we're decalcifying the heart space, okay? Go ahead and hold on. If you find yourself gritting your teeth, okay, it's okay. Go ahead and relax. You're just experiencing a little bit of resistance and stress to the energies that are coming up, and they're passing through that throat chakra area, ear, nose, throat, ENT. Okay. We've got some beautiful grandmother energies, water grandmother energies coming in, floral grandmother energies coming in. Some of you are being crowned with flowers. Some of you are being asked to get a little bit more grounded. So I see this crown coming on. That might be for me a little bit. As a floral crown to help uh, us ground. And this is very important for some of us who dissociate a lot. I dissociate a lot. And plus, obviously, I'm in the ethers a lot. So whenever we have emotional stuff, if you're a dissociator with your coping mechanisms, you might be wearing beautiful floral crown. By the way, always be mindful when people want to quote unquote crown you with things. Crown, rose, what is it? The crown of thorns. We know all that. Don't just let people put crowns on you because that's something being placed on your crown chakra, right? So etherically, things like that. But in this case, we are working with the angels and the guides, and your medical teams are doing your work. And as we said, as I said in the beginning, if energy, this is my intention, if something is not in your highest good, it will be null and void for you, okay? And you're sovereign being, so don't worry. But in my case, I received that because, oh, that must mean things are about to get kind of rocky, right? Because I tend to dissociate when that happens. So we're going to pull all of ourselves down a little bit. Some of you are getting life jackets because I have to be honest, some of you are going to need a little bit longer in this soup, so to speak, primordial soup, these waters that we're floating in so that you can reflect. And that would be just for some of you so that you can delve a little bit more. Some of you are resisting a bit much. And so if you're supposed to be diving in just a little bit under the water to see something that may not even be too far underneath the water to see, but you're resisting it, they put a life jacket on you because they're like, we in here until you, sorry, until you agree. I just felt one of you like pop a little bit like, okay, I know this is me. All right, I'll do it. Yes. And I think for you, you won't need more than 2 weeks, whoever you are. Okay. So come on, come on. We're out here in the pool. We're out here together, strength in numbers. And some of you, some, there's a masculine here carrying a heavy masculine wound. Surprise, don't we all, right? But heavy masculine wound, this is father issues. Even just talking about it, I see you who you are, um, trying to slash me with this big weapon, right? Um, and it's okay, guys. We have a lot of protection here. Sometimes the client's aspects get a little aggressive, but it's not about me. It's about them um, wanting to be seen, obviously, because sometimes aspects try to hide, but we see them anyway. But wanting to be seen, but in an ambivalent way, not feeling like it's like somebody that you really have to hold while they're like until they collapse in your arms. Oh, Goodwill Hunting, right? Love that scene. Oh, anyway, no tears. So yeah, I just saw this person put down their weapon. He's like, "You saw me. Yes, we see. We see you and we love you." Okay. So yeah, so we're putting that down. He's like, "Oh, how cute, nestling in. We're all nestled like cute little birds." Um, what else? I'm getting a school teacher here who's feeling very, very, very low in self-worth. So we're just gonna send some love. I'm just seeing everybody sending love like an electrical current. Remember, the light came in. We're just passing this one stream of light, this current, this is love, this right, to each other. So go ahead and set the intention to send it to that person who we just sent it to, that school teacher, whether you're a school teacher in the physical or in a non-physical school teacher, you just kind of like shot it out a little bit. So I would ask you to consider being more receptive to love that's coming in. So we're going to try that again. We're all practicing out here. So we're going to send you some. We just grounded you a little bit onto the earth with a little electricity. Give you a little taste of that around the ankles. So if you felt something around the ankles, just receive that and look down at your foot. Boom. Okay, we just sent you that loving heart thing back to you again. I'm not going to tell you whether it went through the front chakra or the back heart chakra because you are not supposed to see it because you're going to repel it. Sometimes we struggle with receiving. That person was like, I just saw the word cookies. So if you had cookies, that might be you, right? Could be me too. um, okay, we're gonna do a little. I was gonna say throat chakra work, but then I felt for some of us throat chakra in the front, for some in the back, for some you're just receiving. And I want to go ahead and with whoever this is, you probably won't know, but you probably will at the conscious level. I'm seeing a gunshot wound to the right side of your throat. Clearly must be past lifetime, if not this lifetime. And if it's this lifetime, it's so wonderful to have you with us. But we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of clearing work. If that's not you, that's an energy that's attached to you, maybe a family member or somebody that you know who passed out of this. They're attached to your field. And if it's not someone that's attached to your field that you know, then it's an entity attachment. Sometimes, again, when we vibe low, these beings connect to us. But again, it could just be a past life aspect of yours. But either way, the healing is going on, and we have the energies of the guides coming in to assist. Okay. Oh, okay. So okay, sometimes they come in to retrieve. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Sometimes they need to retrieve energies and entities to relocate them to where they are best served, right? This is all that is. All right, God is good. All right. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to send some prayers in. Uh, they're coming in with some sacred energies. So we're going to go ahead and you can go ahead and release each other's hands. God bless. You can wiggle out your hands right now. And if you'd like to receive, go ahead and receive. Like some people like to do this. Some people feel it somewhere. But even if you don't feel anything, we're going to bring in sacred energy being, it looks like a little bit of a beautiful scroll being tucked into the heart chakra. What I'm seeing with this sacred energy is that it's coming through with prayer. It's coming through with energy codes and um sank I'm trying to translate it, sorry. I guess the best word is it's sacred, sanctified energy. It's going into the heart chakra. It also has a bit of a time release kind of thing, so think of it as a blessing that gives over time. Oh my God, that's beautiful. All right, I am being asked to acknowledge here, they're saying the Torah. Okay, they're saying that they're acknowledging some of us here who may have Jewish faith with us. Now, guys, please, 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 please remember you live multiple lifetimes. It is very common that you could be atheist in this lifetime and have a couple different religions, including some indigenous tribal beliefs lining up in the last 5 lifetimes, right? So please be mindful of politics these days. There's no right, there's no wrong, there's only love. There's no chosen, there's none of that. Okay. If you're tapping into this channel, then we're tapping into higher levels of the field. There's nobody who's chosen over anybody else. Just as um uh all of that falls apart when you start to look at the energy, when you start to understand how we navigate reality. We navigate individually but collectively. We engage with different versions of each other. So you can enter a battlefield, you can enter a chat room, you can enter a classroom, you can enter a church, you can enter Sears, whatever. They still hanging out here, right? The Sears stores in as one version of yourself, engaging with one version of people, and then by the time you leave 5 minutes later, you're a different version of yourself because of the choices you've made. So please, please, please do not get led astray by earth doctrines. I don't care where you've seen it, especially if you see it on TV. Do not get swayed. This is the time to move inward, to feel. And if you don't believe me, come see me for an intuitive counseling session. We will back up those lifetimes and we will show you. You've been many races, many religions, many genders, many classes, many everything. You've been off planet, you've been on planet. So please, please, please do not degrade and devolve and get stuck in certain things. So they're asking me to acknowledge, going back to that point, um, um, they're saying just say a few, but I want to say 3 to 2, 3 to 2. I don't know why they're saying it that way. So that's why I just say a few of you who have this frequency of Judaism in you. You may not even know it, might be from other lifetimes. And you're just out here like, oh, I'm agnostic, whatever, right? So the reason why they're asking, some of you may be like, well, why are you asking this? And I can assure you that it's not a political statement, because we don't do politics on my channel. If you work with me, you understand that. And the guides the guides I work with don't come through with that either. They're coming through here because sorry, doing procedure, because there's some energy. It feels like now we're getting into, thanks everyone for your patience, God bless, but we're getting into those people who have that frequency in your heart space. I'm feeling like like if I breathe in, imagine fluid. What was is it? It's not consumption. What is that when you breathe in and out and you've got fluid and but it's like you could hear the fluid. Oh, okay. I was gonna say influenza, but the the fluid in that space. So from an energy anatomy standpoint, we need to clear that. So this is needing to be cleared. So they just want to send you where you need to go in order to receive that. All right. For someone here, it may just be a conversation that you need to have, but I guess we're working on it right now. Oh, you know what that is? Oh, there it is. For some of you here, again, I'm getting this. Some of you just don't know this about your past life stuff. So you're carrying just like a lot of you are carrying some old Catholic guilt and Catholic stuff, and you're like, dude, my family is atheistic, right? Yeah, but we've been around the block on this lifetime through many lifetimes here, right? And what they're saying is for those of you who they just singled out with the whole like Judaism frequency in your energy anatomy around the heart chakra, what they just cleared is your guilt. It's almost like it's not you in this lifetime, because your conscious mind, I just feel like some of you may be like, I'm out here with tarot cards, like, but there are aspects of you, past lifetime aspects, who were in that religion, and as you're in this atmosphere, you're feeling a lot of guilt about things, right? And to be fair, everybody's feeling guilt about something, but right now, this is yours. And so they're removing it because it's not yours. Okay? A Course in Miracles teaches us that there is no guilt for anybody. And A Course in Miracles, which we all love, is a text that allows for everything. It doesn't engage you with doctrine. It talks to you objectively without engaging doctrine, because doctrine is of the mind and it's not. It's an earth thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear all that. Go ahead. We're just going to have you all energetically turn to the side and brush off the back of the person in front of you. Oh, so you're getting, and they're saying this little movement as I brush off this person's back, because we're brushing off the energies, and the person behind me brushes off my back. They're like little like telephone. Yeah, because we're transmitting love, right? But they're saying, yeah, that when we do this, this is karma. This is not even karma. This is showing the reality of the world we live in. A lot of people don't realize it. I reach out to do something here. Someone reaches out to do something here. Mm, 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 oh, right? It's one of those things. If you don't recognize it, then you're just going to keep doing the same things without recognizing it until you finally recognize it. It's like having, downing 5 vodkas at the start, wanting to get the party started, and 15 minutes later, when it starts hitting you, you're blackout drunk somewhere, right? So very quickly, if you just keep seeing this and like, stop it, done it, when zoom out and you see the larger picture, you realize, oh, that was me. Okay. The question is, how much are you seeing right now? And so that's why they say, don't throw stones. Do not throw stones. And if you want to throw a stone before you throw it, come see me, because we will let you know. We will hold that mirror up and let you see. And I'll explain it. We will connect those dots. Okay. But either way, the best thing right now is they're starting to close out our fields. Thank you, everybody. Let's say thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. God bless you guys. And they're leaving us with a nice, beautiful amber colored energy. It's like a nice honey color. They're like, we know you love honey. I do. I know I have a little honey here. So sometimes I'm just like, if I feel a little down, right? But they're giving a nice little honey amber energy. And sometimes I like to work with honey in the energy field. Like, okay, let's react. Okay. AI's entered the chat. How did I do that? Okay. Anyway, yeah, so yes. They're saying they're gonna leave us with this, and this is beautiful. So we'll just get quiet and listen. The guides are saying that I was getting 4 weeks to 4 months, right? 4 months is kind of quick, but it's kind of long depending on what's happening. But 4 weeks is kind of long depending on what's happening, but it's kind of quick, I guess. But 4 weeks to 4 months is what I'm getting. They're saying as little as 4 months. They're like, you're gonna be seeing a whole new life. It's a whole new you. It's a whole new me. It's a whole new everything. So if I can give you guys any I don't want to say suggestion, but support or motivation here, it is this, the very thing I'm going to give to myself. And I'm going to go back and watch this video, because I watch all the videos that I make, because the messages are for me too. Just keep going. Okay. Just keep going, because we're just cleaning out our closets right now. And you got to know how to lick those wounds. Lick your wounds. Stop licking the wounds of other people, because you can assist, but you have to lick your wounds. And if you create the space to see things about yourself that make you sad, that could make you realize, oh, well, no wonder I'm alone, or oh, no wonder nobody, whatever story is, right? Those things you keep running from, just sit with it. And when you can, while you're doing that, just love yourself. Like, yeah, of course I'm going to feel this way, because this happened and that happened, and of course that happened because no one was there to protect me, and of course no one was there to protect me, because, and you just keep going and going and going with those of courses. So the of course is like the right hook and the left jab. Anytime you start like coming up with something, boom, done. Of course. Yeah, I feel like crap. Yeah, of course you feel like crap. Exhibit A, age 13. Exhibit B, yesterday, right? Of course yesterday happened, because, and of course I felt bad about it, because that guy, and of course that guy, because, right? So if you can just just anything that you keep bringing up in your mind. The mind is desperately trying to heal itself amidst the mind that's desperately trying not to heal. And so if you can have patience and they're saying cooperation as well, and um, consideration for your own feelings, then this period will not rake you across the coals. And then if you do end up feeling raked across the coals, you will have the compassion that you need. You won't blame yourself. You won't judge yourself. You won't beat yourself up. And at the end of the day, and I put this in the post, and I've told people this many times before, just think, what would Jonelle say? What would Jonelle do? And it might be something like, snap out of it. Don't you ever talk about my friend like that. And me talking about you. You're my friend, right? So you just have to think about who's that one person that if you try to say something, you're like, oh, yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you were acting a little bit like the other day, but let's talk about it. And then by the end, you're like, oh my God, that's right. I was a bee. But you know what? I can also see why I was doing that. And I can also see why they like felt that way. And you know what? Where was God? Where was I? I wasn't even calling in the guides. You know, they're out there on the smoke break and they're like, call us when you're ready. And I never called them. And I was out here having Lieutenant Dan moment blaming God. And then you're right. Like I realized it. I didn't want to be helped. My bad. Ha ha ha. And then we laugh about it because we remember, oh, this is not your first rodeo. This is your 18th time, doing whatever. Right. And so if you can find that one person or that one show or whatever that really gets you to get out of the seriousness of what's happening, if even for a second, to have all you need is a second for the reset to occur, then you have to count that source. Oh, the guys are like, source. Okay, thank you. Yeah, represent. Okay, we see you guys. I agree. Okay. In case source is a little quiet in those moments, just kidding. But yeah, source, call upon source all the time, all the time. But also having some tools, cognitive tools. I do love me some Frasier. Sorry, don't trip, don't trip, chocolate chip. That's a good show. Um, you have to have these things on repeat. You have to have your coping tools because if you don't have coping tools, this is going to be a long life. And a lot of us are walking that period of that journey of solitude for a while, right? And sometimes it can be very hard because it's very easy when you walk a solitary journey to get used to your stories and your pain. And really, it would be nice to just move past it. But if you don't have someone there to witness that with you, to co-regulate with you, to help you feel seen and heard, and you haven't even called on spirit to even assist with that process, like what are we doing, right? Then you're going to be stuck in a perpetual motion year after year of finding unhealthy ways to have that met, right? But it can also be very hard for people who don't have a solitary journey with them. Like some people really struggle to be alone. They cannot be alone. They're always in relationships. They always have to go to the movies together. They have to eat together. They have to, like, everything's together. And the disservice that they do with that is that they don't give themselves the chance to empty out and to see what's there, right? To empty out the water, so to speak, to empty things out, to identify who are they. And so we have a world where people are out of pain, understandably, stuck in one mode, and it can be very hard to. This is one of my biggest gripes because me and my Taurus moon, I'm not trying to be out here bouncing around. That was a little hot. Sorry, I don't want to get too hot about it, but bouncing around. Meet me after the show. But sometimes we need that because we need to be in different environments. We need to shake things up, right? We have to have that. And yes, so no, I'm watching the time here, but So anyway, whoever you guys are, hopefully you were able to receive some energetic assistance here today. And even in the parts where we were doing more of the counseling, please know that the guides have been working in your field. They're not there now. Remember, they pulled out. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your team. Of course, you can also hit me up via DM, or you can just book a session with me. I mean, right? Marketing, what is that? So come see me if you'd like to have an intuitive counseling session. We do everything live via Google Meet, and we do payment plans, and also you can book now and then choose anytime during the year or whenever in the future you'd like to have um, that meeting together. What else? Make sure that you hydrate, because remember we did a lot of energetic surgery today. So we did some surgical procedures on some of you. So just give yourself some time to rest. I'm getting that in about 4 days, so these energies will be able to fully settle into your field. I just heard somebody ask, can I go swimming? So someone here is considering going to a pool. Yes, it would be okay to go swimming, of course. Of course, salt water would be better than chlorine. But if you do end up going to a pool, I would just say to be mindful of overexerting yourself, because just like you wouldn't have a procedure in the physical and then say beach day and then be thrashing about in the water like that, it's kind of the same thing. Rest as needed. Drink lots of water. For somebody here, you're being pointed towards cranberry juice. Remember that anything that comes through this channel, always ask your guides to present it to you again. A lot of you DM me after saying, oh my God, this has been happening already. That's right. So the information coming through will be like a confirmation for a lot of you. And for some of you, the energies I'm reading in the field have not yet presented themselves to you in a format that you're able to perceive as yet. So maybe in a few days or whenever it's physical enough for you to note it, then you will see it and just think back to this moment, and this will be your confirmation. Oh yeah, that random cranberry juice that was weirdly on sale and I picked it up thinking it was apple juice. I guess I'll drink this. Yeah, you will. Right? Sorry. But what a good laugh. I just laughed and I just realized that the energy in my stomach was just like, oh, good laugh. A camaraderie laugh. So anyway, I'm gonna end it here. If you'd like to reach out with me, okay. If you'd like to reach out to me, you know exactly where to meet me. Okay. Sorry, that was a message for me. Okay. See, we're in the field. All right. All right. But also what I was gonna say, if you'd like to reach out to me, you guys know where to connect with me. Anyway, God bless you. Just saw it in my mind's eye, a hummingbird, and I will leave it on that note. Bye.